to inform, to educate, to entertain, to persuade, to inspire, to motivate. If your presentation does not accomplish any of these things, then you should refund time to all those who listen to you. If you do not want to be in this situation, keep watching as I share 15 tips to help you effectively nail your presentation every time. Do you know your audience? That's the first question that should come to mind when you have a presentation to make. You want to know the audience size. Am I going to be speaking to 10 people, to 50 people, to 1,000 people? What's the size? Where are they from? Are they children? Are they adults? What's the religious background? All Muslims, all Christians, a mixture? Are they all Africans? Are they Nigerians? Is it an international crowd? You want to know these things because they would help you tailor your presentation to effectively accomplish your objective, and of course keep them happy in the end and make you memorable. All right, so remember this for any time you have a presentation to make, and that will be your first step in the right direction to living an impactful or giving an impactful presentation every time. All right, it will help you with the kind of jokes you make. It will help you tailor the choice of words. It will help you even with the style of presentation, talking about the PowerPoint itself, if that's what you're going to be using. All right, so do not forget this if you have any hope of making the best out of that presentation opportunity. Now that you know the audience you'll be speaking to, the next thing is to research and practice based on the topic you'll be presenting. All right, practice, practice, practice. I'm not sure how to emphasize this, but you would have to do a lot of it. If you have to practice in front of the mirror, beautiful. You have people around, practice with them, let them critique, let them give you feedback on how you're doing. Use them as a sounding board, you know what I mean? So practice a lot, practice the words. Don't forget to confirm with the hosts or the people who have invited you how long your presentation is for. So if you're told that your presentation will last an hour, then you might want to practice for 50 minutes. Leave 10 minutes for whatever. Just don't go the entire length, because the tendency is that you will overshoot in the end. And the last thing you want is, in a presentation, not to show respect for time. That's usually not nice. So you stay within time and you make your presentation the most as impactful as it can be. And one way of doing this is to practice, practice, practice. Practice physically, practice mentally, practice with people, practice alone, practice speaking to people, practice speaking to yourself in the mirror, like I mentioned earlier, based on the topic that's been given to you. Don't also forget, research is critical. Research is important. Even if you're a guru in that area, if you're an expert in that field, you want to research. Something may have changed overnight. You want to research. You want to update your skill. You want to update your knowledge. All right? So that when you deliver that presentation, you will be remembered for all the good reasons there are. When you're on stage, what you do is usually the easy part. Nobody knows the effort you put in terms of sleepless nights, or how much reading you had to do, or how much questions, or how all of those things. But like I said, for the pretty part to shine through, you've got to put in the work. As much as one expects that you should remember this, but double check that you have all the tools of the trade. Is your presentation ready? Do you have a flash drive? Do you need to go with a flash drive? Do you need a hard drive? Do you need a wireless presenter? Check everything. Just confirm that everything you need to deliver a stunning presentation, including yourself, good health of mind and body, readiness, the zeal, everything put together, you are ready. So if all these tools of the trade are all check, 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 then yes, we can go on to number 4. When you're done with all of those things you've done by yourself, you've won on the private part. Now you're coming into the public. You're meeting your guests. You're meeting your participants, right? You want to dress appropriately. Dress for the purpose. Dress in line or to suit the people you're coming to meet. Dress to suit the purpose for that presentation. Okay? Remember, the first person they see the moment you're introduced, assuming it's an offstage voice, is you. The moment you take on that stage, the moment you take your space, profiling of you begins. The same way you wanted to know about your audience, somebody's sizing you up. Whether or not that is happening, you want to dress appropriately. It gives you confidence. It says, yes, this is the right person we've been waiting for. So remember, you will not want to be seen in maybe jeans and pants when you're going for a full-fledged financial presentation, for example. Okay? But jeans and a t-shirt would work for a different kind of audience or for a different purpose. Bear that in mind as you dress and you dress appropriately. Now you've taken the stage. The issue of credibility would come up. Whether or not they say, trust me, deep down, somewhere there, some people are wondering, if not all, why should I listen to you? Why are you the best person to deliver this presentation? You want to answer that question because the issue of credibility now comes in. On what authority are you going to be speaking to us? What experience do you have to speak to us? And so, why shouldn't we get off on our phones right now? Why shouldn't I zone out? You will not zone out because you will tell them that my name is Ebele Enemchukwu of Wabio, and I'm a soft skills expert of over 14 years, and I help people improve their self-image in personal, public, and business interactions. Now today, I will teach you how to deliver exceptional presentations and help you win every time. Now you do that and you've enraptured your audience. They're ready to listen to your message. Then you deliver that message. You're not forgetting confidence. Everything you say, everything you do, every position you take, your body language, the movement of your arms, the words and how they come off your lips should say, no, they should scream confidence without being all in their faces. But yes, you should deliver confidently. And guess what? This further adds to credibility. It shows you're knowledgeable. It shows you know what you're here to deliver, and you will definitely leave the stage with a lot of impact made, and you will be memorable. And that's what you want to achieve. All right, so this is one sure way of delivering your objective and ensuring that you do not waste the time of 100 people, 50 people, and even if you're speaking to one person, make it worth their time. You're in the middle of your presentation and something happens, just anything, and guess what? Everywhere goes blank. There's nothing on the slide. Maybe there's power outage, whatever happens. But bottom line, you're not able to see what you have on your slide. Should you panic? No. They're watching you to see how you handle things. But you see, this is the point that takes us to own your slides, own your presentation. You have to know everything there, from the agenda slide to the summary or conclusion slide. You should know what you have on the presentation. Remember, you are the presentation. What you have here is just supposed to assist you. So on that slide, so that if anything happens, you can still go on till power is restored, for example, or till whatever went wrong is fixed on your slide. And this will help you a lot. You'll be able to achieve this if you do a lot of practice. If you order your slides such that there's a seamless flow of ideas. All right? And then you prevent such things as dead airs, and you find yourself using too many prolonged filler words. Now you're speaking and you have something like, okay, let's take it to the next one. The next point is, no, you don't want that. So own your slides and own it real well. If you've received any value thus far from this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, now is a good time to do so. The next point very well flows from the point I just made. Do not read off your slides. No, don't do that. Don't read off what you have projecting. If you own your slide, then what you have there, as earlier mentioned, should just assist what you have to say. You shouldn't be doing this, okay? So basically you have this, and those are the types of presentations you give in business. Hello? No, so you don't go that route. Own your slides, understand your slides, don't read off your slides. Come to think of it, what you have there should only be bullet points, right? You should only have bullet points there. So you are giving life to what they have, what you have projected. So don't read off your slides. It doesn't say knowledgeable to you. It doesn't say credibility. It doesn't scream credibility. It doesn't scream confidence. It doesn't scream value for my time. Speaking about the participants, it doesn't scream value for my money if they have paid to watch you or to listen to you. So make it worth it. Own your slides, understand them, understand what comes afterward, and deliver an impactful message. The danger in reading off your slides would be something like this. You're backing the participants. No, you want to face them. You want to connect. Your eyes don't belong to the presentation. They don't have to be fixed there. Your eyes belong to the audience. You want to connect. You want to engage. And one sure way of doing that is looking at different parts, covering the room. So whether they're all seated this way or the arrangement is such that you have a bit, some people flanking you to your right or to your left, you want to connect. Do not back the participants. You're not speaking to the projecting, the words projecting. You're speaking to the participants, so face them and deliver that message, okay? And ensure you drive home your own training or presentation objectives. All right. Next, ensure your slides are clear, very clear. Don't overwhelm the participants by making them or tempting them into reading what you have on your screen, on the what's projecting on the screen. When you have it fully loaded with words, well, in the first place, it's no longer a PowerPoint presentation. It becomes a Word document. Rather than listen to you, rather than engage with you, participants will be trying to read what you have on the screen. Even if they have materials in their hands, they will always try to read. So make it easy if they have to read. But again, if you have taken your space and you have that energy and you're exuding confidence and you are delivering that message in all the right ways that have been listed both here and the ones you will weave in yourself, trust me, they'll have no business with what they have there. Because as the name implies, it's a PowerPoint, not a Word document. So those are just words to help you, to remind you the next thing to say or what sequence they should follow, not to be your script. No, your script and the words to deliver will be coming from within. You own them, which is why if you have a particular PowerPoint and you give it to 4 different people, they'll deliver it differently. Each person will own it. Each person will give it his or her own personal feel and touch while retaining the core of the message. Ensure your presentation, ensure your document, ensure what you're delivering has a structure. And by that, I mean, it should have an agenda, an introduction if you like. It should have the content proper, and then it should have the summary page or the summary, the conclusion, right? So in other words, you start off by telling them what you're going to tell them, what they should expect. And then you tell them what you have said you will tell them. So that's the meat of the matter, if you like. And then you round up, you conclude, you give the summary. In other words, you go back and tell them what you have just told them. All right, so that gives you a structure. Something else is during your presentation or for the slides, ensure that anyone who walks into the class or into the presentation when you have gone halfway, midway, whatever way, can tell this is where we are in this presentation. You don't want to leave the audience or the participants wondering, are there 10 more slides to go? Are there 50 more slides to go? So if you have a structure and if it flows, they should have an idea where they are at every point. Why? Because you've told them what you're going to tell them, you're telling them, and they know that soon you will recap. All right, so ensure there's a structure at every point. For some people, you find that if they continue a particular main idea, ideally, one idea per slide is advisable, right? So that you don't get things mixed up. Ideally, for when you transition to a new page, when you're continuing a particular idea on a new slide, do what works for you. But you find that if you put something as simple as CONT with a full stop, like continued, it's a good way to say we're still on. This still flows from the last slide. That way, if I walk in or I look down and look up, I'm not lost. All right? Okay, so we see what comes next. Now you want a great outing for not just you, but for your participants as well. You want to deliver a message and you want to do it well. One sure way of confirming or of ensuring that everyone is with you is make the session interactive. Combine styles, choose what works at every point. Sometimes you might need to switch up on styles depending on the feel you're getting from the audience. How do you get a feel? Understanding reactions, even facial reactions, non-verbal communication. You're making eye contact. That's one sure way of getting a feel of what's happening with the participants, right? Make it interactive. You can ask questions. They can be real questions. They can be rhetorical questions. You could, on your slides, you could have slight animations. Too much animations might distract. So you might want to infuse some videos. You might want to do some charts. You might want to do graphs. Do what you can to ensure that the session is interactive and not one-sided. All right? So they have to feel like they contributed in the entire thing. Always have a backup plan. Plan B, contingency, whatever name you want to give to it, ensure you have a backup plan. What am I saying? If the hosts will be providing a projector, beautiful. If you can get a projector, that's even amazing, right? Just in case, because you're ready, and the worst thing you want is for something to go wrong, really, or for something to go wrong and you're not able to fix it. So, and when you could have been able to do something. So if a projector is being provided, if you have a projector, that's fantastic. I usually travel with something this small. So, I mean, you have this works for you. If something goes wrong, I just pull this out of the pouch and I set it up. Where am I setting it up from? Maybe you've mailed your presentation to those to your hosts. What if something happens? So you have your own copy in a flash drive, you have it in a hard drive, you have it on your phone, you have, if you're traveling, you have an extra hair. If you're a lady and you're a wigist, like me, you have an extra hair, you have extra jewelry, you have an extra outfit. In fact, you have an extra you, if it comes to it. Bottom line, be prepared. Be prepared for the unforeseen. All right, so that's having a backup plan. You want to make it great and you do not want anything to come in the way. It is bad news for a professional in any field, really, speaking to people, an audience full of people from different walks of life, and you are making grammatical errors, or what you have projecting here is filled or riddled with grammatical errors. Your tenses have to be it has to be perfect. All right, so you find that if you make such mistakes, if you look carefully, you find that people cringe or react in a certain way. And what does that do to you? What does that do to your credibility? No matter how well what you might have been saying prior to this time or the things you were saying, no matter how good they were, truth is, for many, you would lose them. For many, they would give you a thumbs down. You don't want that. So you want to keep it professional. Keeping it professional, keeping yourself knowledgeable, keeping your credibility at 100 has a lot, whether or not we want to admit it, has a lot to do with spoken and written words. All right, so ensure that what's coming from here is perfect, or at least acceptable. Well, it should actually be perfect at that point. Why not? Let's not celebrate mediocrity, right? And then you want to ensure that what you have here is also at 100. or slightly over if possible. At this point, we've gone from knowing your audience, profiling your audience, we've gone from that to having a killer presentation, a clear slide, to ensuring you connect with your participants by facing them and not backing them or reading off your screen, thereby tampering with your credibility and the knowledge level in the minds of your participants. We've gone from all that to the fact that your written and spoken English should be at 100. All right? At this point, there's something even more important, and that is the fact that to get more where this has come from and to see more that have been done in the past, you want to subscribe to this channel, like now. Okay, I'm trying not to laugh, but you know what I mean. It's beautiful to have had you stay up until this point. Point 15 is subscribe to this channel because I am committed. This channel is committed to helping you improve in both personal, public, and your business interactions. All right, so on that note, check out the videos I've done here, and do not forget to subscribe as I look forward to welcoming you in my next video. Until then, let's head over.